Hey everyone, it's me Giovanni, and today's another story about Fnaf. So, the last video I discussed my character and the story to be beautiful, especially for my version. So the reason why I added Quinzel to the story, especially with some other characters who are with another character who's friends with Sarah and Abby. Because to add a bit more originality, they're part of their own group, but are not seen as outcasts or losers. They're just seen as normal, average teenagers or preteens, considering that when you're in middle school, you're a preteen, not an actual teenager. And that's sort of a problem. But anyways, the main thing that I want... Actually, you know what? So this person, decided, you know what, money's not a problem. I can do what you ask me to. So this person also has not done commissions in like the past week. And I'm at least happy to oblige, but there was this situation that happened 2 years ago on Instagram where I wanted to see a video of someone, a guy, in a suit. You know, nothing wrong with that. But they have the audacity to say that I have to pay up them. Now, it might be crazy for me to not pay up someone, especially if they demand me to. But at the same time, back then, I thought they were trying to bribe me or something. No, it felt like prostitution or throwing money at a stripper, like I said to this person now. So the person on Instagram got angry at me. We never talked again, and I basically blocked him. And I never saw him again. And good riddance, because even that person was maybe friends with someone else I knew, but they have not come back. Well, at least the one person that at least used to be my friend, and who used to be on TikTok and other social media. And thankfully they're back, so that's okay, but I'm no longer friends with them. It just seems like a little bit of a stretch. But anyways, the person... I don't want to pay them. I really, really don't, because money is not that important to me, but at the same time, I don't want to spend it either. It's really not important to me to have money or even spend it, because I don't know what to do with it. Because even though I'm an adult now, money, I can't. I really can't. So this person said the exact same thing that she already did earlier. And I just said to her, like I said, I don't want to pay you, and you already said the same thing. And so she didn't even specify the thing that I said to her. She just said that she hasn't done commissions the past week. I understand that, but seriously, I do not want to fucking pay you. I would literally want someone to do it for free. Do you hear me? Free. I don't care about money. Just, please. Dear God. Anyways, I just hope they respond soon. And if they hate me like that other person, then it's over. It's over. Okay? Forget it. Sorry. So anyways, the main topic that I now wanted to discuss was Fnaf 4 and its details, especially due to sister location. One of them being mostly the Fnaf 4 / Afton family house, I think. Now, look, I showed this before, and I just want to make sure that we're on the same page or something, but apparently, so this, area on the top left, is the only one that's not connected to the actual facility, but at the same time, there's another elevator, which means it's the only, this is clearly an actual house, not like the other 2 rooms that were in the Fnaf 4 gameplay, like the main bedroom or the fun with plush trap mini games that are experiments. This on the top left is an actual house. It's not an experiment. At least in my opinion, because even with the fact that people say that William Afton experimenting on his own child, yeah, I don't agree with it, because what kind of person do you think he is? He became a mad scientist and began experimenting on children when he discovered Remnant. Well, after. And then his daughter died from circus baby. And he discovered Remnant after killing the missing children. He killed the missing children after Charlotte died, and he killed Charlotte after Evan's death, the crying child, which is William Afton's youngest son. So William experimenting on the crying child doesn't make any sense to me. It really doesn't. Especially when you consider the Fnaf 4 minigame house layout, that it has grass. It's right next door to Fredbear's Family Diner. It has people. It has cars. It has the crying child and his brother in the environment. So why is it an experiment? An experiment. It just doesn't make sense to me. So most people would, especially if I looked it up on Google, William Afton's family house would mostly be a 2-story house. But this one, you can see, is obviously a 1st-story house. So in the actual sister location game, there's some dots on the beginning in the bedroom and the hallway. And these 2 on the top, left and right, are observation rooms. Well, yes, the crying child was observed by William Afton. He wasn't experimenting on it. Mostly because William did set up cameras in his own house, but the thing is, I said in the last video that the Fredbear plush wouldn't be possessed, so it's mostly due to the crying child's imagination, because, well, in the mini games, I think it's mostly, it's like interpreting what actually happened during the bite of 83, but the mini games are a little bit different from what would actually happen. Especially in certain media where the crying child has the actual plush in his arms, or the fact that the Afton house is a 2-story house or something. I'm not sure. But what matters to me is that, so these two are observant rooms, and the reason for that is that I think it's mostly connected to the actual game of Fnaf 4, especially the lore, because the Fnaf 4 room is mostly used for the experiments in Didophobia. Meanwhile, the Fun with Plush Trap minigame, well, it was just a minigame with no importance to the lore in the FNAF game. So, and in the private room in the sister location bunker, the room is only shown on one camera. Meanwhile, the FNAF 4 bedroom is shown on two. So, yeah, the Fredbear, the plush trap room thing, hallway thing is not that important. It's just there as another experiment. Probably spare, just in case. As for the white dots, it's mostly, I would mostly chalk it up as, well, considering that sister location would take place in 1996, and before those events happened, Roy, the last kid in the experiment, mostly the FNAF bedroom, discovers them, but a pre-recorded voice lets him continue the experiments, and he later dies in the story. He's the last kid to die in the experiments. And he's not around. So, I would mostly say that while the experiments, or the dots are mostly connected to the FNAF 4 gameplay of, especially the minigames. So yeah, they're just probably there because why not? And the experiments were probably done for because there's no longer any more children in the experiments, to put it lightly. So yeah, there was also the FNAF 4 house, Afton's family house, which is mostly 2 stories, and there was one on Bloxburg that I loved, but still, the Fun with Plush Trap hallway, not important. In fact, I would completely scrap that area from the actual house. It's just an experiment room similar to the FNAF 4 bedroom. It's not an actual thing. Anyways. So, even with, some people saying that, the house in the FNAF 4 minigames that Crying Child is in, some people say it's actually Henry Emily's house, and I would quickly say that it's not true, because that's impossible. Really impossible, in fact. We don't know much about Henry Emily in his life in his house. And as for what the Crying Child saw, what the Fredbear plush says, it's obviously part of Evan's imagination, because he might have saw something that made him afraid of Fredbear with his imagination, misunderstanding what he saw. I don't know, but I sort of solved FNAF 4 in a way. Not the FNAF 4 bedroom, more of the mini games and the sister location map layout of FNAF 4, you know. But yeah, and well, William, even though he's neglectful of his children, he might have at least tried to care about Evan and Elizabeth, but not Michael, because obviously. And when Evan dies, I would say that William would feel guilty and confess to his wife about his past and stuff like that.